This is Father Andrew Ritchie, and you're listening to Catholic Inspiration, a podcast from my website at studyprayserve.com. These homilies, presentations, and retreats form part of my ministry as a Catholic priest for the Diocese of Superior. And now I invite you to open your hearts to some Catholic inspiration. Today is Monday of the 34th week of the year. Our Gospel reading is Luke chapter 21, verses 1 to 4. When Jesus looked up, he saw some wealthy people putting their offerings into the treasury. And he noticed a poor widow putting in 2 small coins. He said, "I tell you truly, this poor widow put in more than all the rest. For those others have all made offerings from their surplus wealth. But she, from her poverty, has offered her whole livelihood." This is a really important principle that we need to hold on to. Why did the widow put in more? The others gave from their surplus, but she gave from the totality, the whole of what she had. Simply to put it in a different way, the widow, to her entire source of revenue, had 2 small coins. That's all she had. Simply put, she gave everything. She didn't have anything left for food. She didn't have anything left for clothing. She didn't have anything left for anything of a surplus nature. She didn't go shopping after this. She had no more money. She gave all that she had. And so Jesus will say she made the real sacrifice, far greater than the people who gave vast sums of money, but it was just a fraction of money that they could afford to lose. What this means is that what we offer in this life, it's not so much the amount as it is the amount of the sacrifice. Let me be very clear about this. The poor widow gave a sacrifice of everything. Literally 100% of her material wealth was given away. She gave more, much more than the wealthy, who gave less than 1%, a fraction. It reminds us then that all of us have an opportunity to make real sacrifices in this life. It's not based on the amount. It's never based on the amount. And this is an important distinction. The amounts that we give make no sense until they're understood in terms of the sacrifices we make. And so this becomes a very different way by which we can evaluate how we give of our material resources in the world. Now, traditionally, a lot of people will say a tithe, 10% of what we give. That literally, if I have $100 to my name and I give 10 of it away, that would be from a scriptural perspective. The Old Testament biblical perspective would be sound. 1/10 goes to God. There's all sorts of different passages in the scriptures to talk about tithing. The idea here is that I give a portion of what I have to God. If you kind of want like a middle of the road, kind of what to look for. Some people, like this poor widow, gave 100%, not 10, 100%. But what it's meant to do is to put us all on equal footing. I don't care how much or how little somebody makes. I don't care how big or small our resources are. But we can all ask the hard question, what does a sacrifice look like for me? What would it mean if I made a sacrifice in order to give to something that I value, especially in the name of Jesus? In this case, the poor widow was putting money in the treasury for the temple. Its upkeep, its maintenance. There's a lot of very good charities in the world, friends, that would benefit from our resources. Now, obviously, I encourage that people prayerfully reflect on what they want to give to their church, so that the church might be sustained, kept up, maintained, and that it will be available for people long after we're gone. But then I sponsor kids in the missions. I give money to the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. I pick my charities every year. There's far more charities out there than what I can possibly give, but I prayerfully reflect on where I want my money to go based on values or experiences that are important to me. And when we do that, because all of us have different aspects that are particularly important to us. Maybe you were hungry growing up as a kid. Or maybe your life is here because your mother chose to bring you into the world and have you adopted, not aborted. Or maybe because somebody took a chance on you and gave a scholarship so that you could go on for education. Or maybe somebody took the time to mentor, to guide, and spend really quality moments with you so that you could mature and grow. I can give you so many ways that people intervene to help others, give them a lift, if you will, a helping time in a rocky moment. But whatever speaks to your heart, that's a good place then to consider, how will I give from my own material goods so that others might be blessed, might be helped? There are many good ways that we can support real needs in our world. And to recognize then that we make sacrifices helps us to say, I have been blessed with this material good, this wealth, this resource. Lord, help me to steward it wisely and well. Help me to make the most of it. Help me to make a few sacrifices, feel a pinch from time to time, so that I might be a blessing to others, that they might flourish and thrive. What we learn from the poor widow today is it wasn't the amount, it was the amount of sacrifice. Today's a good day then to pray, asking the Lord to help us see, what does a true sacrifice look like, so that we can give from what we've been given and be a blessing in the world. God bless you all. This is Father Andrew, and I hope this podcast inspires your faith. Now, if you found it helpful, please share it with a friend, and you can help me by leaving a rating and a review. I keep all my listeners in my daily prayers, and I ask for your prayers in return. God bless you, my friends.